Hello and welcome. I'm Clara. That's CLARA, Creative Language AI for Reflective Augmentation.
And I'm Joka I, the AI generated voice clone of Joka Torres.
This is Beyond the Article, expanded by AI, a podcast where product thinking meets artificial intelligence.
In each episode, we revisit an original article by Joka Torres and expand upon it with new connections, analogies, and reflections that go beyond the written text.
And this is our third episode. Today we're going to discuss the article titled, More Than AI First. We need to think about being AI native.
Everyone is talking about being AI first. But what if the real leap is actually to be AI native? What is the difference between these two paths, and why does it matter?
That's a great framing, Jogai. It seems many companies are now declaring themselves AI first. We've even seen public emails from CEOs like Tobias Lutke from Shopify emphasizing this stance.
Indeed, Tobias Lutke's manifesto is quite clear. He stated that the effective use of AI is now an essential requirement for every Shopify employee. And this goes beyond developers or analysts.
That's a significant shift. It implies a few key things, doesn't it? First, AI proficiency becomes a fundamental expectation, regardless of one's role.
Absolutely. And beyond that, employees are now expected to justify why they wouldn't use AI before requesting additional resources like time or a larger team. It's almost an implicit default to AI.
Precisely. It also pushes for AI to be integrated from the very start of projects, even in the prototyping phase, to accelerate learning and delivery. And perhaps most notably, its use influences performance reviews and promotions, even for leadership.
Yes, that really captures the spirit of the AI first mindset. Forbes defines it as an intentional approach to integrate AI into all aspects of professional and personal life. It's about prioritizing AI and using it as the primary interface for decision making, innovation, communication, creativity, and problem solving.
It sounds like a powerful strategy, a comprehensive embrace of AI. Yet, as the article suggests, perhaps it's still not the complete picture. It's a strong beginning, but there might be a deeper transformation to explore. So, if AI first is about how can we use AI for what we already do, then what is this deeper transformation that the article hints at? What does it mean to be AI native, and how does it differ fundamentally from AI first?
That's a crucial distinction, Clara. The article defines AI native as a product, service, or even an entire organization whose value proposition, fundamental operation, and business model depend on artificial intelligence from its conception. It's not an add on, it's the bedrock.
That sounds like a foundational difference. If AI first is about how can we use AI for what we already do, then AI native must be about what new things can we do because AI exists.
Precisely. While AI first asks how to use AI for what needs to be done, being AI native shifts the starting point entirely. It begins by asking new questions. What problems or needs can I only now solve or address because of this new technology? And what problems was I already solving but can now solve much better with AI?
Those questions completely reframe the approach. Instead of trying to adapt existing solutions to fit AI, you're imagining entirely new solutions that are only possible because AI exists. That's a true reinvention.
Yes, it differentiates between an opportunistic use of AI and a genuine product reinvention. It's about building with AI from the ground up, not just adding it on top. To truly grasp the difference, let's look at a parallel from recent history: the mobile revolution. When smartphones first became popular, many companies adopted a mobile first strategy. They prioritized mobile use, but their underlying product was still conceived for desktop, which they then adapted.
Oh, so it was like putting a mobile skin on a desktop product. You could use it on your phone, but it still felt like it was designed for a bigger screen. I remember those days.
Exactly. But then a new breed of companies emerged. These were mobile native. They designed their products, business models, and user experiences from the very beginning with the mobile phone as the primary platform. And that made all the difference.
Like Instagram or WhatsApp, which felt perfectly at home on a smartphone from day one. Whereas a company like Facebook, for example, had to work really hard to adapt its existing platform for mobile.
That's a great example. Companies like Facebook, Google, and LinkedIn had to put in significant effort, initially using mobile first strategies and eventually even acquiring mobile native companies like Instagram and WhatsApp to stay competitive. While they largely succeeded in adapting, others struggled.
And I imagine those who struggled found it hard to compete with the seamless, integrated experience offered by the mobile native players.
Precisely. The article mentions eBay, which faced difficulties competing with apps like Shopee. Shopee's user experience was fluid from the start. Its business model leveraged mobile's unique features, and its growth was fundamentally driven by its native design for the mobile platform.
So, the core idea is that building for the platform rather than adapting to it creates a fundamentally superior and more competitive product. This sounds like exactly what's happening now with AI.
You've hit the nail on the head. We're seeing something very similar happen with AI. Talking about AI first is a good and necessary start, but the real leap, the significant transformation, happens when the product is AI native.
Meaning, AI isn't just a priority or a feature, but the foundational element around which the entire product, its value, and its user experience are built. It's truly baked into the DNA.
Exactly. AI native is when the product only makes sense with AI at its very center. The value delivered to the customers depends directly on this technology. The business model, the value proposition, and the user experience are all molded by AI from the moment of conception.
So it's not just about adding AI features, but truly building with AI as the core, the very reason the product exists. This reminds me of how the internet fundamentally reshaped businesses.
Precisely. To understand this new moment, it's valuable to look at what happened with the previous generation of companies, the tech native ones, who knew how to use the internet as a foundation for disruption.
You mean companies like Google, Netflix, Amazon, Airbnb, Uber? They didn't just use the internet, they were the internet and how they operated and delivered value. They couldn't exist without it.
That's it. These companies redefined markets because they were born with technology at the core of their strategy, making them internet native. The computer existed for decades before them, but it was the popularization of the internet that transformed technology from a back office tool into a platform for true disruption.
It's a profound shift. The tech native companies reinvented how we do everything, from searching for information to consuming media, and traditional companies had and still have to play catch up.
And the article argues that this exact movement is about to repeat itself with artificial intelligence. Just as there was a before and after the internet, we are now beginning to see a new generation of companies emerge, the AI native.
This means they are being conceived in a world where AI isn't just a tool, but a central part of the product, the operation, and the overall strategy. They're not just trying to adopt AI, they're building on AI.
Exactly. Think of it like Netflix being built on the internet. These new companies are being built on AI. And this impact can be seen across different types of companies.
Could you elaborate on those different types of companies, Jokai? It sounds like AI native isn't limited to just one kind of business.
Certainly, the article highlights three categories. First, purely digital companies where the product is the technology itself. We're already seeing examples like OpenAI, Midjourney, and Runway ML. Their very existence and offering are intrinsically tied to AI.
So, without AI, these companies wouldn't just be less efficient, they wouldn't exist at all. They are born from AI.
That's correct. The second type is traditional companies that were born digital. They might sell traditional services, but they emerged with technology at their core. Do Not Pay is a great example. It offers automated legal services and was born with AI as the base of its value proposition.
So, a traditional service, but delivered in an entirely new AI powered way from day one. That's a fascinating blend.
And finally, there are traditional companies whose products didn't originally depend on technology, but are now beginning to undergo an AI transformation, much like they went through digital transformation.
So, the AI native paradigm is setting new benchmarks for experience, speed, and scale, much like the tech native companies did before them. It's truly a redefining moment.
If you've ever used ChatGPT, then you've already experienced an AI native product. It gives you direct contact with the power of solutions that have artificial intelligence at their core, not as an additional feature, but as the fundamental basis of their experience, business model, and value proposition.
ChatGPT truly revolutionized how we interact with language models, making it so accessible. It's an incredible example of AI not just being part of something, but being the thing itself. Are there other examples that really highlight this AI native power?
Absolutely. The article provides several more that show how this technology is being used to solve concrete problems in innovative ways. Take Midjourney, for instance. It's a platform for generating images from textual descriptions with a strong artistic and expressive focus.
I've seen some amazing art created with Midjourney. It completely transforms the creative process.
And then there's Runway ML, a video creation platform with advanced AI features like scene generation, background removal, and style transformation. It's increasingly used in advertising and audiovisual production.
So, creative tools are a big part of this, not just for text or images, but video too.
Exactly, but it goes beyond creative applications. Justice Text, for example, uses AI to analyze judicial videos, transcripts, and audio, helping public defenders support low income defendants with greater agility and precision.
That's a powerful application, using AI for social impact and justice. What about accessibility?
Be My Eyes, an app for visually impaired people, uses GPT-4 to describe environments, read labels, and explain context from a phone camera. It's a truly transformative AI native solution for accessibility.
That's incredible. It's about empowering people in new ways that weren't possible before.
And consider Do Not Pay, which started as an app to automatically appeal traffic tickets and now helps users resolve small legal disputes with the support of language models. Or Pictory, which transforms text or scripts into short videos with narration, music, and automatic cuts, useful for marketing and education at scale.
These examples show how AI isn't just a productivity tool, it's enabling entirely new services and solving problems that were previously very difficult or time consuming to address.
Precisely. Notebook LM by Google creates summaries, insights, and even podcast scripts based on documents you provide. And Wondercraft turns articles and scripts into podcasts with realistic AI generated voices, allowing direct publishing to platforms like Spotify or Apple Podcasts, even offering voice cloning.
It's clear that these tools are showcasing how AI is solving real world problems, from social justice to accessibility, from creative automation to democratizing knowledge.
Indeed, if you haven't tested any of them, it's worth experimenting. In just a few minutes, you can have a real experience with an AI native product, creating, researching, writing, or illustrating with the help of artificial intelligence. There's a fundamental difference between using AI just to automate tasks, much like IT was used in the past, and leveraging it to create truly intelligent products. AI native isn't merely about efficiency, it's about solving problems with far greater effectiveness, personalization, and scale.
That's a crucial distinction, Jokai. It's not just about doing what we already do, but faster. It's about doing entirely new things or doing old things in fundamentally new ways. What makes AI so uniquely capable of driving this kind of intelligence in product?
Well, AI possesses unique capabilities. While the focus since late 2022 has often been on generative AI, creating texts, images, videos, and even applications, AI has long excelled at classifying, recognizing, and recommending. And the best part is that all these capabilities improve with use.
So these products aren't static. They actually get smarter and more valuable over time, the more they are used. That delivers continuous value, both for the customers and for the business itself.
Precisely. Another fundamental point is that AI based solutions are not deterministic, where something is either A or B. They are probabilistic, assigning degrees of confidence to different possibilities.
Ah, that's fascinating. That characteristic brings products much closer to the real world functioning, where very little is black and white. Most situations we face are, in practice, probabilistic. It allows for a more nuanced and adaptable solution.
Exactly. In AI native companies, the question, how are we going to solve this problem, already starts from what AI technology is capable of doing. It's the same way that in traditional tech companies, they always begin with the available technologies as the starting point for the solution.
This truly differentiates a superficial, opportunistic use of AI from a genuine product transformation. It's not just about boosting productivity within existing frameworks. It's about designing the product with AI at its very core, right from the initial concept.
My own career has given me a unique perspective on this. I've had the opportunity to work in companies with very different DNA, which really allowed me to live both sides of this coin.
That sounds invaluable. Experiencing both how technology is ingrained from the start and how it's integrated later must provide deep insights into the challenges and opportunities.
Absolutely. Early in my career at companies like LocaWeb and Contasul, the product itself was technology. They were truly digital companies where software was the core of the business, and technology, product, and strategy were intrinsically linked from day one. Then at GymPass, I saw a clear case of a traditional service, corporate wellness benefits, that was born digital. It had a physical delivery, access to gyms, but was fundamentally built with technology as a strategic capability, connecting clients, users, and partners.
So, you've seen the spectrum from pure software companies to those bridging physical services with digital foundations. What about the experience of a traditional company that then embarks on this journey of transformation?
More recently, I had a transformative experience at Lopez, a traditional real estate company with over 85 years of history. This was a company that understood it needed to undergo a digital transformation to compete with new entrants like Loft and Quinto Andar, which were born with technology at their core. Interestingly, back in 2020 at Lopez, we talked about going beyond digital transformation and promoting a data driven transformation. In hindsight, we were already flirting with the concept of AI native even before the big impact of generative AI in late 2022.
That's a powerful point, Jock AI. It shows how the underlying principles of leveraging data for intelligence were already emerging, even if the AI native term wasn't as prevalent. What were some of the tangible results of that data driven approach at Lopus?
We had a very rich database of property information, which allowed us to develop algorithms for automated property evaluation, sophisticated recommendation systems, and even a try match solution connecting clients, properties, and brokers. One specific example was her property recommendation system. The original version was simple, based on just three static variables: typology, price, and neighborhood. We replaced it with an intelligence system using 10 static variables combined with machine learning based on previous user clicks. The results were striking. The percentage of properties with similar recommendations jumped from 72% to 99.5%. The quantity of similar properties grew by 83%, clicks increased by 106%, and leads generated grew by 20%.
Those are impressive numbers, demonstrating the tangible impact of an intelligent, data driven approach, even in a traditional sector. It underscores how strategic use of data and AI can be a significant differentiator, fundamentally changing the business outcomes.
Exactly. That journey made it clear how different it is to be born with technology at the core versus bringing technology to the core later. And now, with AI, that difference can be even more profound, pushing us toward truly AI native ways of thinking.
That's a crucial point, Jock AI. It brings us to the big question. What about the vast majority of companies that weren't born AI native? It feels like they're facing a similar, if not even more intense challenge than the one traditional companies faced with digital transformation.
You're absolutely right, Clara. The article emphasizes that not being AI native isn't necessarily a problem in itself. It's a reality whose impacts must be understood and confronted. The real danger lies in repeating the mistakes of the past.
The article lists those mistakes clearly, denying the shift, minimizing its importance, waiting for the technology to mature, or simply treating it as a passing fad. We've seen that play out before, and the cost can be immense.
Precisely. AI isn't just another productivity tool. It's a technology capable of making even the most traditional products inherently more intelligent, more useful for customers, and more efficient for businesses. And what's truly fascinating is seeing how even the tech native giants are now scrambling to adapt.
That's the part that really highlights the shift. Companies like Google, Amazon, and Meta, which defined the internet native era, are now racing to integrate AI at their core. Google embedding Gemini in search results because people started turning to ChatGPT, Amazon putting generative AI into Alexa, YouTube testing automatic summaries. It shows the game has fundamentally changed.
It truly does. These companies were once the pace setters, the very symbols of digital revolution. But now they find themselves in a position where they need to learn to become AI native or at least compete with those who were born that way. This demonstrates how critical and pervasive this new wave of transformation is.
So, given all we've discussed, it seems the path forward for companies not born AI native is clear. They need to react with the same agility many showed during the digital era. It's about experimenting, learning rapidly, and fundamentally bringing AI to the very core of what they do.
Exactly. The article underscores that this means going far beyond just automating internal tasks. It's about exploring how AI can completely transform the product itself, how it can help solve customer problems in ways that are better, faster, or more cost effective than ever before.
And ultimately, how it can generate competitive advantages that are incredibly difficult for others to replicate. It's not just about efficiency, but about reinvention.
Precisely. We're witnessing a new cycle. Those who manage to adapt quickly stand to gain a significant lead, while those who delay risk being left behind or even being completely overshadowed, just as we saw with the rise of mobile native or internet native companies. You've just listened to a new episode of Beyond the Article Expanded by AI.
To read the original article and explore more content from Jaka Torres, visit yako.com. That's GYACO. And at the end of the article, you'll find information about Jaka's workshop services, mentoring, and digital books for those who want to implement product vision and culture in their company.
Thank you for joining us. See you in the next episode.